Living on less than $14,000 a year didn't happen overnight. Our story transcends many years of hard work. At one point in our life, we were deep into debt, but we decided to change our lives, pay off our debt. It took 7 years to pay off over $300,000. And thus we landed here in a 1963 double wide on an acre of ground. We live in a way that's very unconventional compared to many people. And sometimes people don't understand how we can live the way we can. They will mock, make fun of, and even say we're liars because nobody could do what we do. We have decided to live a life of contentment and happy that doesn't have a price tag at the end of it. We decided to live in the world, but not of it, literally, to transform our life in very unique ways. As we travel to get wood, because we have a wood stove, we're always looking for free wood that we can find really reasonable and cheap to heat our home. We heat our home very frugally. And so you will see us do unusual things, like loading wood into our vehicle. Now, many people would say, well, why don't you get a trailer? Why don't you get this or get that? Why would you load your wood in a vehicle? Well, see, that's where living under $14,000 comes into effect, because we use what we have. In a perfect world, yes, we would have a trailer to haul our wood around. In a perfect world, yes, we would have our wood even delivered to us. But all of those things cost money. At $1,800 to buy a trailer would mean then to heat our house would be a little more expensive. And so we pack up the wood in, and this lasts us about 4 weeks to 6 weeks. We've had a record cold year. Many nights have been in the single digits. So the wood doesn't quite last as long. But we add this wood to wood that we have collected for free, and in turn, we heat our house so nice and warm. One of the things that we have learned is if you want to live an extreme frugal life, it requires a lot of energy on your part. And so it's more work, it's more effort, but the money saved is really quite extraordinary. You don't need a lot of money to live a healthy, happy life, but you do need a lot of work ethic and a lot of just life of hard knocks. In other words, you need to brush yourself off, start each day anew, and do what you possibly can. Not everyone can live this lifestyle. Not everyone has the energy to do it. But for those of us who can, this is how it's done, by working hard and thinking outside the box. So when we get our wood and we have to pay for it, we always pay cash, and we like to help other small businesses. So this is a family that we got to know, and we pay them about like I said, every month, every 6 weeks, and it helps them out tremendously. And so this is just one part of our life, but this is how every aspect of our life is. It's about saving money, working hard, and having a goal. So what is our goal, you may ask? See, we live this way for a reason. And we live this way for our lifetime because we are saving money for retirement someday, a day when we maybe won't be able to work like we do. While we no longer go out to restaurants to save money, we do once a month when we go get our wood, we do stop at this local little store and we get $3 egg sandwiches. Now, we could just eliminate that part of it, but this is a special treat for us. And it's $3 each, and that is our guilty pleasure. Our guilty pleasures are not going out to eat and spending $50 on a meal. Our guilty pleasures are little egg sandwiches made by someone locally and help support them. We very seldom go away, and when we do go away, it's quite an adventure for us. We spend our days cleaning and cooking and doing all of the housework that everybody does, except for we do things just a little bit different. Our home is old, but it's comfy, and I love it so much. It has original paneling, all the features of our home are original. But look at the coziness of our home. It's like a cabin. Years ago, when we were younger, we thought we would maybe have a cabin someday. But we decided that was way beyond what we wanted to spend. And so we have our cabins. Our cabin is here at home. And it looks just like a mountain cabin. I will admit to you, my attitude about money had really changed. I realized that I can make myself happy without having to buy things. I realized that I don't need everything that I see other people have, that I can enjoy what I have. And it really has changed my perspective to just enjoy the everyday moments of life and not worry so much about what I don't have or how I am comparing myself to maybe even other family members. I realize that happiness is not something that is bought. Happiness is something that is maintained in your own heart. So I am washing these globes. These are my oil lamps, which I love. These oil lamps represent a time in my life where we didn't even have proper heating in our home, and we used oil lamps to help heat our house. While we don't need to do that anymore, I still light an oil lamp each day just to keep myself focused on what my life was really like when I had so little, even littler than I have today. In the one little corner, you will see a bar of soap, and that is in a jar, and I fill it up with water. I use that a lot, even though I do have a little Dollar Tree soap beside me for maybe hard soaked dishes that have a lot of grease and fat. But that bar of soap works great, and I enjoy finding ways to be a tightwad. One thing about living this way is you never get bored. I watched a video one day where a woman said that she goes to bed at 7:30 at night because she's so bored. And I thought, boredom, what is that? I'm so busy doing all of the hard work that I don't even think about being bored, because saving money, like I always say, means most of the time you're physically doing things yourself. And so from sun up till late in the afternoon, I'm busy doing things. And it keeps me entertained, and it keeps me pressing onward. It gives me a focus and a reason for living. One thing about frugal living is it's accustomed to however you want to live. And so when I say unconventional, we take these little solar units that actually are not made to be used 24/7, 7 days a week. And we do that. We use them every single day of our lives. And we have them running all year round. They're more like made for camping or for small things. But we have a lot of units in our home. And these units were given to us through the years, through our business, which was so nice, because now I'm able to use these to drastically save on our electricity. When you have electricity from $40 to $70 all year round, that makes a big difference. Okay, that's at 85% already. As soon as that gets done.
Well, the little one.
Mm-hmm. Along with my husband hunting, we do buy a little bit of ground beef. here and there, not often, but for $3.99 I got this pound of ground beef, and then we split it in half. So we're making meals with only a half a pound of ground beef. That's how all of our meals are. Half of this and half of that, creating meals very good, but dinner on a dime. And that is what really is helping us. Egg prices are so high that we are finding ways to make things without using eggs. It's skimping and saving on every little bit you can, because living under $14,000 a year, you have to, and food is so expensive. And so I'm utilizing all of my pantries that I have stocked for years. Without that, I could not live this way. Without all of that and all of the gardening that I have done through the years, I really couldn't afford to live this way. Now, if you're watching my videos and you're a numbers type of person, then you can go and watch my other videos where I do share the numbers and how it all works. But one thing I want to say to you is, it's a little bit like Dave Ramsey said, it's not really about the numbers so much as about the daily life. All of these little things add up, and it has to be a change in your perspective and a change in your mindset. What are you buying right now, or what are you paying for right now that you possibly could do yourself? That's a big one. Of course, there's people who live conventionally and have insurances and different things that they would never live without. Each their own. Like we have house insurance, we would never live without that, but we don't have health insurance. And that's something that will have to change through the years. But right now, we're saving up every single thing that we possibly can, because right now, it's our moment of time to make a difference in our finances. The blinders have been taken off my eyes, and now I look at everything I see around me and think to myself, okay, what can I do to reuse things over and over again? And so this is the quest and the journey that I am on. And it is something that I am really having a lot of fun with. And I continue to work on this in my channel. Every little stick that you see in our lawn is picked up and bundled up, and we use this for kindling for our fire. And this summer we will collect all of it and keep it. So what is my channel about? Living abundantly on very little. It is a choice that we have made. And so after years of working hard on extra jobs here and there, I decided I'd rather not work quite so hard in that corporate type world. And I thought I would decide to just take one day at a time and save money instead of spending it. I have a purpose again, and I have a light in my eyes, and I am just finding that for me, this lifestyle is what I need. This lifestyle is what gives me motivation and gives me a purpose and a desire. And that's what my channel is about. So yes, we are the couple that lives on $14,000 and under. And we are the couple that have worked together side by side all of our 38 years of being married. We've always come up with ideas, and we've always agreed with each other how we were going to live our lives. I am very blessed to have a spouse that is very much into the frugal world. In fact, he is even more frugal than me. He pushes me and he gets me out of my four walls of comfort. And I am very thankful for that. So it works great for us. We've come from homes, both of us, that were very well off. But our parents did not live extravagant lives. They lived in their means, but they lived very good lives. They had ample amount of money and they lived below their means, but I wasn't taught what it was like to live really like dirt frugal. And hard knocks came our way. And those were many years ago. And those were the years that we scrimped and saved the most. And I thought those were the years that were most challenging. And I found out those were the happiest years of my life, and that's why I'm back to them. I'm back to bare bones budgeting, and I couldn't be happier.
Less a year. You say it's impossible, it just can't be done. Well, I hope that you keep watching this video, because I'm going to share with you that it is possible, and it's hard to live on that amount of money. That way, we live on this amount of money so we can have a savings for retirement someday. Yes, it can be done, and we are doing it one day at a time.
Every day I get new viewers, and so I need to share this with all of them. We are debt-free. So if you have a substantial amount of debt, there's no way you could live this lifestyle. But we were deep in debt at one time, and we paid off that debt over $300,000 in 7 years, and that was many years ago. So we have lived many years debt-free, and that is the biggest thing that we have ever done. That was the best thing that we have ever done, was to get debt-free. And to just now focus on happiness, and happiness without the price tag. Being frugal, being happy, have the mindset of using what you got and making do. And then when we find little things here and there that bring extra joy into our life, maybe that little outing that we go to once a week and things like that, it just makes our lives so much more fun. It's hard to explain. It's just every little thing now is more enjoyable to me. Every book that I read, every time I get to go away with my husband, it's enjoyable because we don't do it as often as what we did. And so here you go, my friends. It's what my channel's about. And there is going to be a lot of frugal videos. And I hope that you get encouragement, and I hope that you get inspiration, and I hope that maybe just finding someone who's a lot like you could really make you feel like you have friendship with me. That's all what it's about, is a community and friendship and being together and enjoying our time with one another and learning lessons with each other. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, why don't you check out in the description box the links to the videos in reference to this one, where I go in deep into detail our weekly, monthly budget and all kinds of fascinating facts about living the ultimate frugal lifestyle. And those of you who have been supporting me for all of these years, I really want to thank you. You have been such an amazing support and blessing in our lives. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, I have a video out daily all about frugal living.